Got a trade recap today on a Wednesday. We had NFP today. Well, we had ADP, NFP, which is a little different, but still 8:30 red folder. 10 a.m. yellow and 10:30 yellow, just to watch out for when we are in trades or if we're in trades at that point. So going into the day, we had an SMT at Friday's highs. Asia put in the high, right? And then if you look at this, right, Bearish daily profile, um, midnight open, right? We came into this hourly for value gap, and we then displaced from it. So bearish profile is bearish. Um, but what we did do is we came into this 1 hour for value gap. This is the true imbalance in this leg. So on the 4 hour, even though there's this big imbalance, don't necessarily like if it doesn't reject from right here, I can assume that's because the true amount is down here. Um, and this also is layered with the breaker block, which I did not see at the time. But this is a unicorn entry right here. So tap into that. And let me go on yes real quick just to show what's up with it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so everything is showing kind of bearish until we get to this point. And I want to see how we react from that. Uh, Generally, I would want a continuation just because daily profile is bearish and ES got pretty close to these previous day lows. So this 5 minute fair value gap right here, I wanted to see get respected, but we ended up trading right through it, also on NQ. Um, so there's that, right? Now, I could have gotten an entry on this because if you look at this price action right here, um on so since ES is overall more bearish than NQ, you would want to take a trade on Nasdaq, right? But then at the same time, we were more bullish on ES. So um so you really want to take, I guess, longs now also on ES. But ES didn't really have an entry necessarily. But what we did have on NQ was we had all these fair value gaps to the left of it, right? And this is what I'm seeing hindsight that I wasn't seeing before, but how I need to look at this, right? Is if I expect this to be a reversal or a V-shaped recovery, I need to see all these imbalances ran through, and then I also need to see a fair value gap for us to tap back into to go and continue higher. Um, if you look at ES right now. Also, it was right at 10 a.m. news. So this is the reason why I didn't take it. I lied. Um, I I wasn't planning on taking this anyways, just because I was looking at ES because it was more bullish, and I saw a close above this high. So this is the breaker block, and I wanted to retrace to the breaker block to then see displacement out of it. But we never got that. But if I was looking at NQ2, I would have seen that all this price action below is all balanced. All these fair value gaps are balanced. This one almost, but it's so far down the leg and such a small imbalance. We're not going to come all the way down to fill that and then go up. So everything right here, all balance, all balance. You open up this fair value gap, right? Inversing all of these gaps right here. Um, we're also in the macro time, right? We displace above these highs. That could be an entry right there. You're expecting this fair value gap to hold. And judging from the price action before, right? This held, barely tapped into it. This didn't even tap into it. So you can put your stop pretty close. You can put your stop like at the bottom of that fair value gap. Safer would be bottom of this maybe, and then you would target London highs would be your main target. But as you can see, price just was a little zesty today. But you could have taken profit at this high, which I believe was there was a 15-minute fair value gap right there that we reacted from, but still that's a 4.6 RR right there. Um, there's that entry on there. Um, but yeah, if you look on the 5 minute, right, I want to see a retracement into the 5 minute and then see a displacement. Um, So what I saw, right? Yes, I mean Nasdaq eventually displaced above this, creating this breaker block, right? And ES, shit, ES already had this breaker block, right? And we came into this fair value gap, but we didn't get an immediate reaction off of that, right? Because Nasdaq wanted to reach down into this lower gap right here. So Nasdaq reached into that lower gap, and instantly we saw heavy displacement. So we saw heavy displacement out of that gap. I believe we had a very small SMT too. Excuse me. Yeah, we had a very small SMT. Still an SMT nonetheless, though. SMT at those lows, and then we got this displacement up, inversing all of these gaps with heavy displacement. We do have this volume imbalance though, and volume imbalances do like to get filled the majority of the time. So my entry off of that, because I've seen this happen so many times, is when price is this bullish, it doesn't retrace whatsoever. So if you wait for price, come back into the inverse fair value gap and get a better entry, you sometimes won't get an entry. So that's why I entered off of that. I put my stops down here so it can fill this volume imbalance and still go up. And target was London highs, which did eventually get swept on ES. So it was a 1.5 R. Just because of previous price action, I wasn't expecting anything crazy. I wasn't expecting, miracles or nothing, but was expecting to at least go a tick into profit, which it didn't. So I still entered there, right? Uh, it literally just was in down in the loss area. Oh my God, why can't I say it? What is the word? Whatever. It there was no ticks in profit, and we eventually got stopped out right there. What we wanted to do apparently was ES wanted to tap into this further discounting gap right there, and then long. So from here, right, we have this gap right here on the 1 minute. Soon as that's inversed with this candle, yeah, that candle, that could be your entry. Stops below this order block. You don't want to see the halfway point get touched. And then London highs. Better RR. Definitely want to meet all of it back, but at that time I had to get off because I had an interview, so could not take that trade. That is something I would take. Even though I took that one loss before, I would half my risk and I would take that. And then if I lost that one, I'm off for the rest of the day. If I won that one, I'm off for the rest of the day. So that would be my last trade no matter what. Um, but yeah. And if you look on the 5 minute, there was this tiny 5 minute gap that we technically could have rejected on, but you want to see where the true imbalances are, and true imbalance is right here. So you can enter off of that. Or even if you entered off of this displacement up here. Like if you still weren't confident right there, you could enter off of that, expecting this gap to hold, going to London highs. Still 2.5 RR, you know? So plenty of opportunities today. Hindsight, plenty of opportunities. Nothing was really A plus plus today, but sometimes it's gonna be like that. Um, what else? What else? What else? What else? I wanna take a look again right here. Why I didn't take this entry? I think the only reason why I was a little nervous to take that entry was number one, we had 10 a.m. news, and also we already swept this high. I was bullish, so I didn't expect this to go past it, but um, we as soon as that fair value gap was created, we just swept that. So yes, that does mean that it's ERL to IRL, but I wasn't sure how deep of a retracement we would want. Um, but yeah, going back at it, this is all balanced, so we shouldn't really need a deeper retracement. We inverse all these gaps. That should be enough to take the entry right there. And if I wanted to wait till 10 a.m. news, 10 a.m. news dropped, right? And yeah, I guess I wouldn't have gotten entry. But I honestly most of the times just because it was pending home sales, which has had huge wicks before. Um, that's just not something that I would take the majority of the time because it's so close to news, and that news event does like to manipulate out traders a lot. So uh I just wouldn't have gotten any entry today, even if I did enter here. That makes no sense. I wouldn't have gotten an entry here. This would have been good if there wasn't 10 a.m. news because what we ran through all the imbalances on the 1 minute, all the price action below us are filled, and we have this unfilled for value gap with a clear draw on liquidity. So yeah, that's it for today. This election week has been horrendous, let me tell you. Um, and I don't I don't know. I will definitely won't be at full risk for until the election actually happens. I probably will wait out a lot and just wait. Still trying to decide if I want to go full paper trading or not. I don't think I will, but we'll see. We'll see how price develops. But so far it's been pretty terrible this week, and I only expect it to get worse the closer we get to the election. So yep, super fun.